and then you give me the countdown.
Welcome to Log Furniture How To, the most all-inclusive site on the net for log and rustic furniture, fixtures, and decor. That's logfurnitureHowTo.com.
Hey there, welcome. Welcome to our weekly live event. Man, you caught me out here taking a little break today, gang. I'm worn out. Springtime's here and summer's coming fast. And you know what that means. That means we got to get a lot of log furniture made up. And you know these logs, they're not light. Moving these things around the yard for the last couple of years is really wearing me out. So this week we finally got smarter than the wood actually. Decided to come up with a little mechanical advantage to help us move these logs around. Come on, let's head out there and check this out. All right, so as we get started, I want to take a minute and talk about my little wagon here, because it was this little wagon that inspired this idea. You can see here on this back axle, I've created a little hoop. And you can also see here how when you tip this thing up, it lowers this section here. And here you can see, I've taken time to go ahead and order a set of these log tongs, which are designed to slip down over a log and then pick it up. So the idea here is really pretty simple. We're gonna get in there and weld this up a frame with a couple of tires and a hoop that's on a rack that when we tip it up, it lowers that, raises the log. So let's get in there and get to work. Now, just like with any successful project, we want to take a few minutes right now to draw up a plan and our cut list. Then we can get over there on the saw and start cutting up all our parts. So let's take a few minutes here and sketch this thing up. All right, so as we've already talked about, we're going to basically use these tires and wheels we've got right here, and we're going to create a hoop, probably out of 1x2. And over the top of that, we're going to run us out a long bar, or probably a piece of 2x2. And maybe even set it up so that the end down here has like a receiver hitch that we can hang these tongs off of. And of course we're going to need to use some pretty heavy gauge steel for this thing, because hopefully we get it set up to move some of those big heavy logs around out there. So let me figure out my cut list here, and then we're going to call our friends over there at King Metals. So here you can see we got all our metal in. And we're going to use this 11 gauge 1x2 for the hoop, this 1x1 for our handle and lateral bracing, and then we're going to use this 1.5 inch square 3/16. It'll act as our main frame and the receiver hitch. And for our axle we've got this 5/8 solid round bar. So let's get this stuff cut. Next, we just need to drill us a few holes. All right, now we weld. And to do that, we're going to start with these two pieces we just drilled and get them capped off. And you can see I just made a little cut right there and bent those over on that 45. Makes it real easy. Now, using one of these welder's magnets, we're going to line up and weld off our axles. Alright, next we're going to take our speed square, this angle finder, we're going to set it to a 45 and use it as we tack off our hoop. And here again, you're going to see me use my speed square to square everything up before we tack it up. Alright then, looks like all that's left now is to get this thing out in the yard and give it a run for its money. Let's go see how this thing works. Let's see how this thing works. I'd like to see you do that by yourself. That's the way to do it. We don't even need to fire up that old forklift. Let's just drop it right there. Nothing to it. Alright, let's try another one. Let's get back in here where that forklift can't get. See if we can get this guy right here. Look at that. That's what I like. Simple log lever, nothing like it. All right, so now for the real test. These logs have just come in from the Black Forest. They're as green as can be. These things are probably 800-900 pounds a piece. We've got one right here. I don't want to break this thing, but let's see what we can do with it. Let's see how this thing works on this big old log. We just back it up over it. I want to get about 2/3 of the way down. Now we got a lot of weight. Look at that. All right, we can clearly pick it up, but I don't want to break this thing the first day out. Two guys can pull this log across the yard. Well, there you go. That's pretty special, isn't it? Who would have thought that welding up a few pieces of steel in the right angles would give you such a mechanical advantage? And who would have thought that it would pick up a 1,000-pound log, man? It even surprised me. So gang, while we were out there testing this thing, Alex and I were looking at it, and we actually came up with a whole other use for this. With just a few simple, removing a few simple parts, and adding a few more, you can very quickly turn this log lever into a cool lumber rack. Check it out. Watch this. So now, not only can we move those big old heavy logs right over there to the mill, once we've milled the logs into lumber, it's as easy as pie to move them right back over here to our dry storage. So I appreciate you taking time to watch this today. And I do need to let you know, we have turned this into a complete step-by-step blueprint that's available over on logfurnitureHowTo.com. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll be putting it together as a kit form for those of you that want to order the parts and weld it up yourself. Thanks for watching today. Be sure to mark your calendars. Come back this same time next week because we're going to do it all over again with a whole new project. Alex, why don't you go ahead and take it out?
What's up, guys? We just wanted to take a minute and thank our sponsors over at King Metals and Skybeam, because without them, none of this would be possible. Thanks for watching, guys.
Have a good week, gang.